Hey everyone, today we are going to unbox the Stellar Crown Elite Trainer Box. I picked one of these up today and wanted to take you through what to expect if you purchase one of these and just kind of see what's inside and what items and peripherals come with them. I've purchased these in the past. You've most likely seen some of these in the background of some of my videos, but it's been a while since I've purchased one, and I have not actually. This is the first set of cards that I've purchased from the Scarlet and Violet set, believe it or not. So on the back here, it shows a few examples of what to expect. This is the card I would love to pull, is the Knockdown. I've heard that card is good in the meta currently, and it's just a really neat looking card. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this box up and we're going to see what we have inside. And inside the sleeve of this box, we have the Scarlet and Violet Stellar Crown Player's Guide. As you can see there, we have a nice little guide here, and any of you that have purchased these in the past are quite aware of what these are like. This is a guide to how to play these cards, and it has a nice list of all of the cards in the set, which is always nice, and it gives you a decent look at what to expect in this set and allows you to kind of mark them off as you complete them. What's neat about these sleeves as well is on the inside, if you open this up, it actually becomes a vertical poster type of artwork. I don't know if I'm going to open it just yet. I like to preserve a lot of the packaging for the things, the Pokemon items that I buy. It's just something that I've always done. So we might open that later. I'm not sure yet. But for now, let's get to the box. These boxes are always nice to have, just based on the quality. They have a pretty good hardiness to them, so you can keep these for a long time. I use these from previous sets to store cards that I have or different pre-made decks. I'll put them inside. Just, it's easy to store them in a drawer or on a shelf without damaging any of the items inside. So let's go ahead and get these out of the box. And as you can see, the box is actually much smaller, but they place this little spacer inside to give it some extra height. I am not sure exactly why they do that. I know this spacer is actually meant to divide the items inside, but it might just be a marketing technique to make the box appear bigger. I'm not sure. So inside, as you can see there, we have our 9 booster packs. We have a nice, wow, these are very cool. It's been a while since I've purchased one of these, so some of these are a lot different than what I was accustomed to. So this is a status symbol. You have, looks like poison and burn. I'm assuming that's what those are. Those are pretty cool. The quality is pretty nice on those. We'll open those up a bit later. We also have one of my favorite things to get in these are the color matching dice damage counter sets with a larger dice with usually the symbol of something from the set. In this instance, an EX symbol. I always like collecting the different colored dice and damage counters. We also have, okay, so my first foolish mistake. This actually comes with the knocked out card. How about that? So maybe I was thinking of a different card. I'm not sure. Like I said, this card is great. We'll get that out in just a second. And we have these nice dividers on the back that you can put inside these trainer boxes to divide your various types of cards, however you would like to divide them. So we'll set that aside. I can't believe that I didn't realize that actually came in the box. That is quite embarrassing. We also have one of my favorite items to get in these Elite Trainer boxes, the card sleeves. And it's always nice to have these because it lets you, whenever you sleeve one of your decks with these sleeves, it lets you kind of remember that time that you bought this deck and remember, as the years go by, remember this particular set. So it's always quite nice to have. So moving right along, we have the energies. What's nice about these trainer boxes is if you are just getting into the Pokemon Trading Card game, or if you are, quite new to collecting, it's nice to get a good starting amount of energy cards that allows you to get a, most of the time decently put together deck right off the bat. So that is quite nice, and we will utilize those today. And last but not least, we have our booster packs. And as you can see, there are 9 of these packs. We have some very nice artwork here. We have several different varieties. There's a nice Lapras there. I always enjoyed collecting the booster pack packaging, and I have a really cool art piece that hangs on my wall in this room, made out of these packs, these packages, the empty ones, that I will show you at some point. So we have 9 booster packs, and what I'm going to do, this video is going to be an overview of what we get in the Elite Trainer box. I'm going to preview some of the artwork on the cards. I do want to forewarn you that I have not seen any cards from this set. I did not want to spoil myself. I wanted to have a genuine reaction to these cards when I pull them. If you've watched my videos in the past, you know I am a big fan of artwork in the cards. I have a deep appreciation for the look and feel of the cards themselves. So I'm going to kind of share my first experience of this set with you today. I am going to open 3 booster packs from this, and I am going to use the next 6 packs for the sequel to this video that will be released this weekend as well. And in that sequel, I am going to create a pre-release 30 card deck with the 6 booster packs remaining. Any of you that have been to a pre-release event will know that when you go to a pre-release, you pay an upfront fee, and they usually give you around 6 booster packs for that fee. It's around the same price that you would spend in the store. But of course, you are getting these cards before they are released in stores, shortly before. And usually you will spend the first portion of the pre-release event opening all of your packs, and then you will take the cards that you got out of the packs and create a 30 card deck. And they will supply you with the energies, so you will find the Pokemon and the trainers that you want out of the 60 cards that you opened. And you will then create a deck that you would like to play with, and then you will let the host of the tournament know what energies you need, and they will supply you with the energies. And then you end the event in a 3-round randomized tournament against other people at the event. So it's kind of neat because you are all using, you know, decks that you just built and you don't have any experience with, and you're just learning the cards. So everyone is on an equal playing field, and it's quite enjoyable. And so I will be utilizing that method for tomorrow's video with the cards from this set. So stay tuned if that is your type of content. It will be quite fun, I assure you. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other items. So we have our dice in here. I'm going to leave these in the package because we get a great look at them right there. And these coins here, we have a nice plastic status symbol here, symbolizing poison and burn. Now, I will say that the quality of these coins are not as high as I've seen in some past Elite Trainer deck boxes. There are some status symbols that I have used in my deck building assistant roleplays that have the poison and the burn marker on them that are much higher quality. So I do have to say that these coins are a bit of a letdown in terms of just quality. They're kind of a lightweight plastic. The other set that I have gotten before out of these boxes have almost like a double-sided, more of like an acrylic, like heaviness to them. So I have to say these are not the highest quality that I have seen. But unfortunately that happens from time to time. So let's go ahead and open our set of our knocked out card and our dividers. All right, so we have our dividers here and this wonderful knocked out card that is really nice. That is just a really good color palette for that card, and I like how it has that sort of almost like a crocheted appearance to the knocked out. I don't know how well you can see that. I know these cards tend to glare, but let me see these attacks. So it looks like we have Jewel Seeker. Once during your turn, you can play, when you play a Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. If you have any Terra Pokemon in play, you may search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards and put them into your hand. That is a nice trainer utility card. And we have Speedwing for a 60 damage hit on a 2 energy requirement, which is quite nice. So I really like the overall just look of this card. It is going to be one of my favorite designs from this set. I'm sure of that. We'll go ahead and set that there. Now we have these nice spacers. I like the design for this set. It is very colorful and vibrant with a lot of shine to it. These have a nice glint from the shell there. Those are quite nice. Now, let's go ahead and open up our sleeves. So, One thing about these sleeves, I do like how it has a darker color in the background of this. It just helps that card kind of stand out a little bit. But one thing I will say about these official Pokemon Company sleeves is the quality is not always as high, obviously, as some of the other third-party sleeves that you can buy. I wish there was some texture. You can hear that's quite smooth. But I do wish there was some texture to these. It helps them not slide when you stack them on top of each other as much. And it just makes it a little bit easier to hold on to. But I am going to go ahead and sleeve this knocked out and see how it looks in the sleeve. Go ahead and fix our stand. So it does actually look really nice in that sleeve. I know there might be a glare there, but one of my previous deck boxes that I got, the sleeves that came with that deck box, or Elite Trainer box, the sleeves actually had sort of a kind of hazy, I guess, film that covered the front. They weren't exactly clear, and that's how they were designed. But I actually thought that they made the cards not stand out as much. You almost could not see it dulled them down a bit and made it to where you couldn't see the hollow foil as brightly. So I did not actually like those sleeves. So I am happy that they went with the traditional transparent sleeves. That is a lot better. So let's go ahead and get these 3 boosters open and see what we get. So I will actually save these booster packs in case I would like to do anything. So let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. We have a nice Chinchou here. I do enjoy the change that they made to the cards with the silver border. It is a lot different, but I think it is a neat change. I don't know if I would like it to be permanent, but it's not too bad. This is not a bad card here. I like the design of the realistic kind of artwork, and it looks like it is in a realistic placement, like it would be in. I prefer my Pokemon cards and designs to look like it's a creature that could actually exist. Makes it just a little bit more, I guess, immersive when you play the games and trade the cards. So not a bad card. We have the new variation of Tentacruel. So Toadscruel. Some of these newer names I'm not as familiar with. There are so many Pokemon at this point that I do have to remind myself some of the newer ones from time to time. Not a bad art design. What is funny is back when this card was first, or when this Pokemon was first released, however, it was such an epic card, and it's funny to see now in some of these newer sets, you get these cards these Pokemon that used to be very rare, and it's now listed as an uncommon. So I always think that's quite humorous. So not too bad. We have, this name is always difficult for me. Oh my gosh, it is like Togedemaru, something like that. I am not a fan of this Pokemon, I have to say, and I do not like the design of that card. We have a nice reverse holofoil. We have Talonflame, a nice normal holofoil. What's interesting is, compared to the older cards, that almost with that reverse holo looks like a steel type card, but I do like the art style on that. We have Glass Trumpet, another reverse holo, 2 in a row right there, a reverse holo trainer card. We have Yamask. I do like how these psychic cards now have a slightly more pink look to them instead of the deeper purple. It stands out with that gray. We have Bombardier. What I am not a fan of with the newer sets is the change to the dark card. I'm not a fan of the kind of bluish dark bluish green. I think the black of the dark cards, the older sets that had the black card, I thought it was just, it fits better. So I'm not a huge fan of the dark card designs. We have a Rhyhorn Classic card. That is a really nice design, and really, I like how it makes Rhyhorn look so large and imposing. And we have our first traditional holo. We have the fossil Pokemon from, I believe, what was that? I believe Black and White. I like how the holo foil also extends to the border of these new cards. Once again, keep in mind, I have not seen these newer cards from these sets of Scarlet and Violet yet, so this is kind of my first experience with that. And I do like how that border shines. That is really nice. That's a pretty cool card. I like the kind of orange background color that matches with the blue, or doesn't match, but I think really contrasts nicely. I like that card. And we have a electric energy. So not a bad first set of booster pull, but nothing rare or out of the ordinary. But once again, I don't really collect to get the most expensive card I can. I collect cards that I enjoy. So now that happens sometimes to be expensive cards, but I'm not someone who's going to throw out cards that are considered, useless, or I just appreciate Pokemon cards for what they are. So I enjoy all cards for the most part. Let's get this second booster pack open. So we have our second booster pack now open. Let's get rid of these TCG Online. So we have a nice Pansear. I am not a fan of Pansear as a Pokemon. I never have been. I do apologize to the Pansear fans out there, but I do not prefer artwork like this. This is a great example of artwork that I do not like. I don't like that flat kind of imaging or imagery that it looks a little bit, computer generated. I like it to have some depth and some shading, and either if it's not a hand-drawn image that or appears to be hand-drawn, I prefer it to be just more detailed. That's just not a great art style for me, but that is completely subjective. I understand. We have Carnivine. That's not too bad. Once again, I'm really enjoying these silver borders. It's so different to see the color of the base part of the card against that silver. It's so different. We have Palmy. So I enjoyed using Palmy when I played this particular game. Once again, that artwork is not really my cup of tea. A little too flat, a little too cartoon, similar to this Fan Rotom, but I do like how they have added in the Rotom variations. That's a cool card. I don't think I've ever had a Fan Rotom card. I'm sure they're out there, but I have not ever owned one. I do like that card. We have a duplicate of the hard to pronounce Pikachu clone. Ooh, we have a nice Marowak. That is a very nice, imposing. See, that's some artwork that I do enjoy. It looks detailed. It looks, hand-drawn slightly, but I just like the mood and feel of that card. We have a Frogadier. We have a pretty good artwork right there. I do like that. Very simple card, one attack. We have, I will have to remind myself of the name of this card. Espathra. I think that is a reverse holo. That is one of the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon that I'm not as familiar with yet. As time goes on, I will be, but just not yet. Not a bad reverse holo. And we have our first full art holo. I have no idea if this card is very rare or not. So let me get a nice close look. So this is what it looks like is That is a very cool card, actually. I like the full pink aesthetic, even though it is a grass type. It looks like a woman sitting in a living room or some sort of botanical garden type situation with a sort of fish tank aquarium with the lily inside. So that is very cool. I do like that card. It is obviously a textured full art holo foil, and I think that will replace our current traditional holo. Now here we have Iron Boulder. So this is one of our future cards. As you can see, this is a traditional holo, and I do like how it has this kind of computerized holo foil print over the card. It's almost like the card is being digitized as it moves from your left to right. That is very neat, and I've not seen this type of card yet. Once again, full, holo foil around the border. I like this card quite a bit. Iron Boulder is obviously one of the kind of mechanical Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet, so very cool. And we have our green Grass Energy. Let's go ahead and get our third and final booster pack opened up. So last but not least, we have a nice Slowpoke. This is a decently simple design, but not too bad. At least it shows it in this kind of realistic underwater atmosphere. We have Froakie to match our second evolution of this card that we pulled earlier. Once again, another simple card. We have Lediba. I do like that card quite a bit. I like the design as it flies over the field. One thing I will say, I am not a big fan of the informational portion of the newer cards. I just think it's just, I like when they made it a little bit more hand in hand with the game. Like they had the Pokemon's level and they had the blurb, of course, but I liked a little bit more detail to the bottom there. We have another duplicate Fanrotom. We have a Vikavolt, a bug electric type. I like that artwork quite a bit. It's very imposing and intimidating. We have a duplicate Diancie. Oh, and nice, we have I had to check what that was in the background, a nice hand-drawn, sort of simple yet detailed Slowking card to go along with our Slowpoke. We have the Slowking levitating a few items with his or her psychic ability. Very nice. And we have that nice Marowak card from earlier, but this time in a reverse holo. I guess if you're going to get a duplicate, you would like one to be reverse holo at least. We have another reverse holo. Very nice, Salandit there. Once again, simple, but the reverse holo makes it nice. And we have an EX, traditional EX, no full art there, but a nice looking steel type Orthworm card here. This was a very interesting card, interesting Pokemon in the new game, designed after an Earthworm, and it made it neat that it was a steel type card. Not my favorite Pokemon ever, but I liked the design. And I do like with these EX cards how they have that full shine. And I can see in this set something that is different is the kind of star pattern that bleeds up into the portrait of the Pokemon all the way through the card. That is a nice addition that I don't believe was in some of the older EX series cards. So that is a nice card. I do like that one. We will place it over here. And our Water Energy. So not a bad booster pack opening. Now, hopefully in our remaining 6 in our pre-release tournament roleplay video, hopefully we get something very nice. So that next video will be a full roleplay where you take on the persona of a customer attending a pre-release event with yours truly as your host. So I do hope you look forward to that. I will go ahead and get our hollow foils sleeved here to protect the integrity of the design. And we have a few more. I somehow managed to grab that just now without actually grabbing the default card I had in the back. That is talent. Very nice. All right. So my overall thoughts on this Elite Trainer box, not too bad. I would have to give a lower rating to the quality of the status markers. I think that the dividers are quite nice. The quality is good, and I like the design. The card sleeves are to be expected. They're about the same as all the other official sleeves, so not the best you can get, but if you want something that commemorates this particular set, they are nicely designed. The cards themselves, I do like the silver border, and I do like some of the unique type of cards like this future digitized card, and I like the full art design of the Lily that I got. And I do like the EX changes where they add the star pattern throughout the card to make it just look a little bit more traditional Galaxy hollow foil type. So altogether, I do think the Elite Trainer box is worth it if you just need you would like to get, some dice to start out, some energies, and your sleeves, as well as your value of the 9 booster packs, which is a decent amount. So if you need storage for some of your cards and you need to get some basic starting items for yourself or someone who is getting into the Pokemon card game, then I think it might be a great idea. But I thank you so much for stopping by today, and I really hope you enjoyed this ASMR Elite Trainer box unboxing, and I hope you will join me again. Have a great evening.